Hello everyone, this is Group 2's Coil presentation. I'm Sam and I'm going to go through the introduction and executive summary.
Hi, this is Ting from Group 2 and I will be doing the cost analysis part of our report.
Hi, this is Gabby. I'm going to do the current income and the income statement.
Hello, my name is Cheryl. I'm doing the question 4.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm doing the question 4C and D.
Hi, I'm Tang. I'm going to do the conclusion and recommendation.
Okay, so I'm going to go through the introduction now. This report studies the financial situation of the Marathon Corporation, and it will state the recommendations to possibly improve their performance. The Marathon Corporation has had unsatisfactory profits in the recent years. Therefore, they have asked us to help. In helping, we created Excel documents stating what we changed and how it makes them have a higher profit. The report was also made to compare these recommendations so they have the best possible solution. For the executive summary, we go through how Marathon Corporation has only sold 65,000 units at $25 per unit. This is why we came up with 4 proposals to help them in their endeavor. Out of all the proposals we created, we suggest to go with proposal D, which consists of raising the quality and the price of the flash drives to create a higher net profit and fulfilling our task.
Hi, my name is Tang, and this is our cost analysis. We were given the task to classify the cost of production from Marathon. The overall description of the company costs are presented on the slide right now. To do the definition of fixed cost, we have made up a table including costs that are constant whatever any quality of products Marathon produced, namely salary, advertising, supply, miscellaneous selling expense, and general expense. Moving on to variable cost, which is defined as the cost varying with level of output produced. In this situation, direct material, direct labor, variable advertising, and sales commission are classified as variable costs. Similarly, mixed costs have the combined characteristic from both variable and fixed cost. Here, factory overhead is classified as mixed cost. The highest operating level of productions is 90,000 unit and the lowest will be 50,000 unit. Using high and low method, we have found the result of variable and fixed costs in factory overhead that are presented on the slide. In the next slide, we will be calculating contribution margin per unit and break-even points. Contribution margin per unit is calculated as the difference between selling price per unit and variable cost per unit, which is equal to $11. In other words, with every unit sold, Marathon will eventually gain $11 towards revenue. Contribution margin ratio is 44%, meaning that 44% of the sale will be contributed to cover some of total fixed costs. Break-even points can be used to analyze how much minimum units or self-marathons should sell in order to break even. Their calculations are shown on this slide.
Hello, my name is Gabby, and I'm going to speak about the current income and the income statement. In following this question, whether the targeted income for 2019 has been earned or not, the projected net income is calculated using total projected revenue minus the total cost for producing of 65,000 units. The projected revenue is the result of the multiplication of the assuming units sold and the selling price per unit, which is $25. The total cost for 65,000 is the sum of the total fixed cost and the total variable cost. In the result, the projected net income are $215,000. Remembering that the targeted net income of 2019 were $250,000, the Marathon Corporation only achieved 86% of the goal. In order to attain the desired net income, they have to sale 68,182 units, which should have the sales of over $1.7 million. This would mean that the units sold have to increase over 3,000 units. Following, we did the income statement to create an overview for the president and CEO. Firstly, the revenues and the total projected revenue are 1.6 million. Following the variable costs, the total variable costs are $910,000, namely the direct material and direct labor, sales commissions, advertising, and other factory overhead. The contribution margin is $715,000. Following, the total fixed costs are $500,000, summed up namely from the sales salaries, advertising, miscellaneous selling expenses, the office salaries, supplies, miscellaneous general expense, and other factory overhead. As a result, we see again the achieved net income are the $215,000.
Hello, my name is Cheryl. I'm doing the question 4. It can be seen that lowering the price of the products can indeed increase sales. However, it also can be seen from our calculating that although the sales increased to about $1,800,000, it fails to reach the target growth rate, which is 35%. In addition, since its price was decreased to about $21, the contribution margin per unit is decreased to about $7, and the sales need to reach break-even point is increased from about $1,100,000 to $1,400,000. In the end, the net income decreased to about $136,000, which is lower than before. In conclusion, we do not recommend this option. Managers motivated employee by increasing commission account to our concluding the sales income increased to about $1,900,000 and it just achieved a expected growth rate which is 20%. However, as for contribution margin per unit and sales, which is reduced to about $8 and increased to about $1,100,000 respectively. Lastly, the net income increased to $279,000. In conclusion, the net income is equal to $279. This change can be considered.
With the suggestion C, marathon reduction in direct material and direct labor, the variable cost per unit will decrease from $14 to $10.5, while total fixed cost increased $15,000 because of the rising fixed factory overhead. Eventually, with the same profit, Marathon can get a $297,000 as their net income and need to sell fewer units to reach their break-even points. For contribution margin per unit and contribution margin ratio going up, so there are more financial resources from sales to cover costs and contribute to final profit. Different with suggestion C, this one Marathon can sell more units with higher price. Its revenue increased from 1.6 million to 2.1 million and give company the best net income in 4 suggestions. Contribution margin per unit, contribution margin ratio, and break-even point are also rise modestly due to a significant increase in variable costs. It seems like this is the best choice for company.
Hi, I'm Tang. I'm going to walk you through the conclusion and the recommendation of our presentation. So our main objective is to provide you an in-depth analysis of the company financial performance. And based on our analysis, a company would not achieve its desired profit of $215,000 $50,000. And three of the four suggestions yield a net income higher than the current income of $215,000. According to the given diagram, we can see that proposal A is approximately generated lowest income just under 150,000 as opposed to proposal B, C, and D that roughly yield a net income of 280,000, 285,000, and 347,000 respectively. So the proposal D is the most profitable one. For our recommendations, we can see that the company is underperforming financially, so it will not achieve its target profit. So we recommend that the company should minimize its costs or sell more by the 68,182 units in addition to the current sales. Even though the proposal B, C, and C will allow the company to obtain its goals, the proposal D offer a higher net income. So the proposal D will incur more costs at the beginning. However, increasing in price, sale volume, and extensive marketing strategy will not only allow the company to offset its costs, but also to generate a higher net income than the other proposals. Therefore, we should aim to implement this proposal in our practice. So this is our the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.
For our experience in the Coil project, I thought it was very good. We learned how to communicate, even though like all of us from different countries, we learned how to communicate with each other, and it was easy and fine. The only problem we had was with finding the right schedule to film this video. But overall, it was a good experience, and we did everything pretty well, I think. Thank you for listening.